talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit, nothing ever seems to fit.
Oh my god, you picked up. Hi. Oh, I was so worried you weren't gonna pick up. Sorry about the fidgeting. I just got the new X-Pod from Novax, and I am still figuring out the hang of it. Thank you for picking up my call.
I mean, if you see a call from your future self, you pick up.
Well, I guess that's fair. It feels weird to introduce myself, but I am Ellia Rodgers, as you can tell. I am you, but 20 years from now.
So you're 37, and is that a bedazzled tie you're wearing right now?
Okay, well, yes. Elon Musk's granddaughter, she created this program called Echo, where you can Zoom call your past self.
This is so weird.
And yes, this is a bedazzled tie, okay? It's in, it's cool, okay? I am hip, I am so hip.
Oh my god.
You
No,
wouldn't
you're
understand because you're not from here, okay? So don't.
Oh, you're
It's
so
hip.
rude.
Anyway, I think you should be 17 right now in your last year of high school, so you're a senior. And I think you did just writing letters to your past self as the present.
Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Run and find the one who loves me.
So what am I doing? What do you want?
What I feel is come and gone before.
I have some notes here. Anyway.
No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about.
Since you have your mind,
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Hanging
Mr. Carroll's
around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get
advice,
me down.
Glad I learned in that class since you're finishing it. My regrets. Made a lot of mistakes as the gray hair in my hairline. A lot of mistakes.
Oh, no.
So I'll just jump right in. Okay, first things first. Always follow your passion. I'm joking. Okay? I think the actual best thing I learned in this class was about career planning. Especially about the book that we read, So Good They Can't Ignore You. That was very, very formative for my outlook for the rest of my career path. I was extremely lost. No offense. Okay.
Offense taken.
You probably feel the feeling right now, or are very familiar with feeling it, of when people ask you, what are you gonna do when you're older? Like, what kind of job you want? I remember feeling so panicked when people asked me that, because I had no clue. Okay, because my sister, our sister, sorry, this is weird. Our sister, our dad, our brother, they've all had passions, and they've all known about them since their childhood, and so not popping out of the womb with a degree path and a job in mind, I was like, where do I fit in? Like, I don't have this innate passion, and I always felt like I would somehow not belong in the job if I didn't have a passion in it. And so with this book and it teaching about, the passion hypothesis is a myth, there's no perfect job besides the select few. There's no perfect job, so stop searching for it and instead, look for what you are good at and what you can offer to the world instead of what can the world offer you. That was a very formative statement, and that's why I still remember it 20 years later. Let me see. Sorry, let me put my readers on because I am old and I have bad eyesight.
Oh my gosh.
Readers on? Let's dive in. And so, just so you know, because you're probably curious what we ended up doing, I started with going to my local community college, and I dabbled in psychology. That's what I thought I was my major in. But I pivoted to a college in Pennsylvania called Wilson College, and from there I got a degree in. Let me see my notes. I got my bachelor's in equine facilitated therapeutics and then a minor in equine management and business. And I now own a facility by the name of Plonduvi Stables, which means full of life in French. I'm pretty successful and financially well off. I have 11 boarders, and then I have 5 of my own horses. And my husband also works, and I homeschool our 2 children. So, I don't think I would have ever had the courage to have the job that I have now if I did not take this class. Not to mention again, but So Good They Can't Ignore You, it really helped open my eyes about how the job market works and what makes passion and how you find a job that you'll grow passion in. Stuff like learning about the 3 things that really make a job that people love. Autonomy, community, and then I think something about passion.
It's purpose.
Purpose, not passion. This brain isn't as good as it used to be.
I didn't know it'd be so
and then
older.
I started focusing on what I can offer the world and what I wanted my purpose to be. And so what I wanted my purpose to be is I wanted to create or help people find peace, and I also wanted to help animals find peace. And so, and so after I graduated from college, I worked at a lot of barns that were similar to what I wanted to start myself. So a lot of retired horse barns, a lot of barns that worked with horses and people and therapy. So a lot of jobs, a lot of building of the career capital. And once I got enough experience and I felt like I was ready and I had enough money because it was expensive, I bought my own barn and I started Plonduvi Stables, which is I rehabilitate retired horses and then I help them become therapy horses, and then I take clients for therapy with the animals. So I really love it, and I am so glad that I'm here where I am today. And I think my one piece of advice would be to never forget that life is not concrete, and you can change your life whenever you want to. It's not I made the decision and I am bound to it forever till I die. You can change your job if you want to. You can change your degree. You can. It's your life. And I would also say, because I know this is something that we both struggle with, you more than me. I would say, do not be afraid of failure. And never let the fear of failure let you be stagnant or be stuck in the same place, because that is the real failure. As most fears are, they're kind of self-fulfilling. So do not be stagnant. That is the worst thing you could possibly be, because people who are stuck and don't learn or don't move, they just waste away. They just waste away. And everyone forgets about them. So do not let that happen to you. You are too good to let that happen to you. So yeah. If you just take one step at a time, sooner than you know it, you eventually would have climbed a mountain and be way farther than you ever thought you would. So at very least, take one small step in the direction that you want to go. That would be my advice about career. And then next, the biggest thing I learned from this class was about finances. Again, no offense, I was clueless. I was dumb. I was completely useless about finances. I had no clue, what the heck is a retirement plan? What is a Roth IRA? I had no clue. And so in this class, I learned about interest, FICO scores, how to keep good credit, difference between, different type of loans, how to pay for college, how to pay off a loan, insurance, which I had no clue about it too, how to make a budget, how to save, how much should you save, how to allocate your income, everything you could possibly think of, I kind of learned in this class, and I am so grateful. I would be so lost without it. So thanks to Mr. Carroll again for saving me from terrible financial cripplement. So yeah, here, let me change my notes to finances. So the main piece of advice I would give to you is always keep a budget. Always, always, always. You cannot skate by on not having a budget after you turn 18. I know when I was 16, 17, or a year, or right now, I was like, I don't need a budget. I make too little money to have a budget, so obviously I don't need one. And that's got me to having no savings. That's gotten me to, skating by to my next paycheck when I have one bill to pay. And that's just not good money habits. So I would say start making a budget now, ASAP. Because at very least, you get in the habit even if you don't have enough money. So stop making excuses. Get on that. Secondly, okay. Now that we're talking about budgeting, do not skimp on insurance or savings, okay? Little story time here. During college, I was focused on having a good time, okay? And I started forgetting my lessons about saving and insurance, and this class was far in the past, and I was like, okay, I don't need to save that much for emergency savings, and I can just skimp on health insurance because, I have barely ever gotten in an accident. I have had no medical emergencies, so I don't really need to pay for good insurance. Wrong, okay? Wrong. I got into a car accident, and turns out, forgot about this, I have an $8,000 deductible. How much should I have in emergency savings? $300. Okay, I was in a pickle. Okay, because 80% of that $10,000 bill was paid by me. Okay, $2,000 of it was paid by my health insurance. So I just pulled out a loan, thankfully, and I've paid it off now. And thankfully my credit score is still good. But yeah, do never ever. If you're gonna take anything from what I'm telling you right now, look at me, do not forget to save. Save, okay? If you're gonna do anything, save, okay? Save for emergencies because they will happen. I know in this class you're like, things happen. They do happen. They will happen. It's hard to realize that, things happen to you because they haven't happened yet, but they will. And they will get you, and you need money to pay for it. So, I know you're not going to listen to me because I'm old and you're like, I'm fine. So make your own mistakes. I don't care, but please listen to me if you will. Save. Do not skip on insurance and make a budget. That's all I'm going to harp on today, for finances at least. Okay, and then lastly, I would say overall, I am just grateful for how much this class has taught me in general about adulting. I was so lost to say that again. I had no clue about adulting. I had taken, life skill classes before, but none of them prepared me as much as they did for this one. And none of them had changed my outlook on life as much as this one. So I think every high school curriculum should include a class like this just because of how important it is. I think sometimes people expect children to turn 18 and pop out like, I know how to do taxes when no one's taught them. And I think that's kind of a crazy assumption. And then, it's such a big learning curve with a lot of responsibilities, a lot of important responsibilities that I think just needs a course for everyone. And everyone will be smarter and everything will be okay, probably. So with this books and material and coursework this class has given me, I know taxes are a breeze for me. I know how to change my own oil. I know how to buy appliances. I know how to determine cost over value. I know how to get loans, how to search for jobs, anything. And another thing I'm grateful for is reading the Atomic Habits book. That was my second favorite book, right below the Cal Newport one. And I think most people kind of wouldn't think of that as an adulting book, but it really is. It's really helped me build habits as an adult because it gives you such a concrete understanding of how the science works and how your brain views habits and how they shape your identity. And I think that's really important because the actions you make help your self-image and then your outward image of how people view you. Actions mean a lot, and habits are basically repeated actions. And so that's been really, really formative for me. And I am glad you have read that book because it will serve you a lot in your adulthood. And then lastly, I would just say I am proud of us or proud of me. You haven't done that yet, but I am proud of myself for taking myself seriously and actually believing that I can commit to something and accomplish what I want, because you clearly don't believe that right now, but it is possible. And I'm so proud of where I am today. So that's about all I have to say. I'm about at our limit with the time. They're working on the time limit, but yeah.
Well, that is so inspiring. Thank you so much.
Believe it. We are so much smarter and dedicated than you ever thought.
Well, I'll take that in stride for college next year.
Of course, I've got your back. Because we're the same person, I've got your back, you've got my back. And I think I hear Sam getting home. So we're all gonna hop in the flying car and we're gonna go to McQuantum for dinner.
Flying cars, Quantum. What are you?